Yeah, we're again back again here, Trash Talk TV, and finally we are back with actually two real trash talkers. We wanted like to show the world that some other players can trash talk, but like we're back with the hardcore group, and that is of course me and Bob. And Bob, we have some things we will discuss today. It's been a while since we've been on trash talk together, but like.
Just alone. Of course, sometimes we have some guys like Ross. We're ruining everything.
We have some guys in there, but we can't really make them talk trash, so now we're taking over.
It is actually, by the way, we should just say that it is difficult. But you can see that badminton players are not natural trash talkers. I mean, it's very difficult to get even an opinion out of half of these guys.
Yeah.
You know, actually, the one of the best ones was Rexy, who's retired. You know, and I think that says something. Like Persson is also giving something, but
yeah, there's been a few who've been saying something, and of course my favorite is Orlin, the Bulgarian coach, that was giving people some trash in his own way. But yeah, you're right. It's difficult to get the quality trash out of it.
Yeah, exactly. And actually, by the way, I should just say to the badminton players that watch this that you know, I am the president of the Players Federation, and one of our objectives is to get the players better in the media. You can see by a lot of the videos that come on the website that it's not like we have a bunch of George Clooney's and Jim Carrey's who are just like dominating the media, or Schwarzenegger's like no problem, you know, like, and we have to get that badminton players have to be better in the media if we want to sell the sport, because we are the ambassadors, and so that's it. So it's something we have to work on, and this is a place to work on. I'm not saying I'm that great either, but
yeah,
hey,
but it would be fair to say to Kenneth Jonas that he's not Mr. Hollywood when it's coming to interviews. But by the way, let's bring up some of the forums subjects that's been discussed, and like we have a very aggressive discussion in our forum about this equality in badminton.
No doubt started by the rogue trash talk by Anna Rice and Elizabeth Kahn.
Yeah, but like yeah.
Do you give that trash talk any respect, by the way?
But to be honest, I only watched 2 minutes. Then I couldn't take it anymore, and then I stopped. But of course, it's easy for me to say because I'm the host of the men's trash talk. But like, let me handle this over to you. Like, how much did you watch? I mean, how long could you stand? I think it was like, how long was it? 10 or 12 minutes? I can only last 2 minutes. How much did you?
I've lasted 11 years because, of course, I date Anna Rice. That's how long I've lasted. So I've had a little more endurance than you.
but can you give them like some small advice? I mean, it's too big-headed for me, like as a host of the men's trash talk, to give advice. So can you, like as a co-host, give them an advice? What could help them develop their trash talks if they will have a chance to go on again?
Well, I'm a big fan of like the high heels and bikini during the trash talk. But actually, you know what? It wasn't that bad. They did actually express some opinions, which we're going to discuss right now, and it actually inspired some debate. And in fairness, it was actually watched even a little more than some of our trash talks.
Yeah.
So I mean, okay. So I can't totally disrespect it.
But let's
give it some respect.
Let's talk about this prize money thing, Bob.
Yeah, let's talk about it, because actually now I do remember something. Anna on the show, Anna Rice, was saying that I had guaranteed that by the time my tenure as president was over, that it would be equal prize money in badminton. And by the way, I've never actually guaranteed that. I'm not sure if that is totally possible. But I will say that it is something I do believe in. I do believe that in a structure that like we are in a federation, we can't give into this argument that it's on a free market and that we should pay people according to the market and who's bringing in the money. That doesn't count in an institution. And what it is right now is something called institutional sexism. We, as a federation, have decreed that the men will compete for more than the women. We have no data supporting that the men bring in more. We have no that it's just based on a feeling that we believe that the men should be paid more.
Yeah, that's what I will say to all these guys who are saying that. Yeah, but it's the men's double men's thing who's drawing the media attraction and blah blah blah. Which I could agree in, but like, would you just say to them that's just not true?
No. It is. Actually, I will say it's not true. I am pretty sure, even though we haven't done the study yet, I am sure that it's not the men's singles and the men's doubles that is bringing in spectators. It's the men's singles. That's what I believe. If you went into the stands and said, why are you here, why are you here? People come to see the men's singles. They come to watch, they pay to watch the top 40 or so men's singles. Then they pay to watch their local heroes, whoever that may be. That's all. If there were 5 separate circuits, I think only one would survive. That's a men's singles. And I'll tell you something else. In the new Super Series, if you took out if you took out all the other 4 events other than men's singles, I don't think we'd lose any sponsor.
But
if we took out men's singles and kept the other 4 events, I don't know if we could maintain the sponsor. So when it comes to free market, it is the men's singles. I'm just arguing it doesn't matter.
But it does make sense that when you compare it with tennis, then of course men's double is not something that people care too much about. But of course, badminton players, men's double players, have this imagination that this doubles game is so awesome and like everybody wants to watch it. But like, I mean, it might be true, but it's still not showing in all these.
It's a good quality event, but actually this whole thing, like we could prove it by going and making a study. In fact, maybe I might even just do that at the All Englands just for fun, just go into the stands and or pay somebody to make that survey. But in the end, it doesn't matter because we're not a free market system. I've talked to the players. Actually, if there's one guy who wants to make it a free market system, it's me. I'll do that. Of course, we have to give up the Olympics, and maybe we have to give up 6 or 7 years of making any money at all, go backwards, just to build the system up like tennis and separate. But I could do that. But I can guarantee you that Peter Gate is not doing that. Kenneth Jonassen is not interested in doing that. The Asian players are not even close to having the thought that such a thing is possible in this reality. So the main thing is we're stuck doing it as we are. We're an Olympic sport, we're a federation, and it is our policy right now that women should not be rewarded for the same amount of work as men. And that's not good enough. It looks bad to the IOC, it looks bad to everybody, I think. And and I can tell you, the heat will come.
But Bob, can I ask you one thing? That you say that it's men's singles, not men's double. Like, would you like say like, hey, Tony and Chandra, I'm selling the sport better than you are?
Tony and Chandra, they can sell. The people will come to watch Tony and Chandra. Yeah, the people come to watch Tony and Chandra, but are they coming to watch the number? Are they coming to watch the number 8, the number 9? Maybe you get Nathan's selling the sport right now, but is Nova Woodianto? You know what I mean? Like, you're talking one mixed team that I can think of. I can think of maybe 2 men's doubles. Women's singles, I can think of maybe 2, and that's it. But people are paying to watch the quality of the men's singles event. They will pay for that. They will follow that. It's simply easier to promote, and that's just how it is. But once again, like I'm saying, when it comes to equality of pay, it's not an issue. And by the way, this is a very easy argument to resolve. We make 5 separate tournaments, see which one does better. It's simple, and maybe then the men's doubles does well. Maybe women's doubles blows us all out of the water. But yeah, maybe it's true. But in the end, it doesn't matter. We have to make it equal in between the sexes. And now that I haven't guaranteed it before, but now I am going to guarantee it. By the end of my presidency, it will be equal. You're going to see what I do to make it equal. And I might get in trouble by some of the men's players because of this, but hey, bring it on. I'm willing to have the debate. And in Malaysia, in 2 weeks, at our executive meeting, the politicians will feel the pressure from the Players Federation.
But Bob, again, let's. I want to stick a little bit with this about this promoting the sport and all this stuff, and now the new Super Series. What's your expectations for the Super Series? Is it gonna take badminton higher to a new level?
Yes, it will, but it's not going to be like this. It's not going to be like the Super Series opens up and all of a sudden, like 24 hours later, I've got $1 million contract. That's not what's going to happen. What the Super Series will do is allow for a better structure for the badminton to grow. It takes away a limit. So, the IBF can, or the BWF, they can get an entire sponsor, like a overall sponsor, which is very badly needed. They can control it in general much more so that the spacing is better, so that they can sell it better. They can also promote like a different tiers of tournaments, which is very important. So that so that in 5 years, it's important that the number 32 to 64 can also live, not just the top 10. Right now, it's only the top 10 who happen to be the best in their country, so they can get okay contracts. But the number 3 in each country is not doing that well.
Yeah.
You can say so. So basically, I consider that the Super Series will be a success, but we're still a ways off. I mean, badminton is still 10 years away from being starting to be a real global player, I think.
But is it going in the right direction?
I think so because you can see now that the players from other countries are getting better. That's important. It's important to have, like in tennis, they had this like Marcellus Rios in Chile. That brings in the whole Chile fan base. Then you got who's that clown? Nadal, where's he's Argentinian, right? So that brings in
Spain.
He's from Spain. Okay, so then you're. But anyways, you got some Argentina, you got South America, you got people from all over, and that brings in different fans. Right now in badminton, it's only 4 or 5 countries that are really into it. But if I can raise my game to top 10, if someone in America, Raju Rai, can raise his game to top 10, if Pedro Yang can raise his game, okay, I don't know if it's going to be Pedro, if Kevin Cordon can raise his game to top 25, if this Kęstutis Navickas can raise his game to top 30, then we're going to see more and more markets coming in.
But I'm still, now you mentioned 2 tennis players that is extremely big personalities like Rios and Nadal who's selling the sport, and you don't see Nadal hitting a winner without pumping his fist and everybody's going crazy. I mean, like, even though I'll say that even though one of these guys that you mentioned, badminton, is taken to the top 10, if we don't see some personality, if we don't see some thrash, if we don't see some rivalries, I don't think we will draw the interest for the big market.
But I would say that because because badminton is an Asian-dominated sport, that also comes with an Asian culture, which is much more reserved. It's much more of a controlled culture, and that is not as media friendly as the European and especially North American culture, which is much more in your face, much more loud and brash, and that goes better on TV. So yeah, I think a bad player like Kenneth Jonassen, hey.
Yeah, but he's the worst trash talker.
No, he's the worst trash talker. He's a handsome guy. There's nothing wrong with his looks. He's kind of got this masculine style, so it's cool. I think he's a cool guy in that way, and he's a pleasant personality. But he's certainly not like getting the fans going and making the girls go wild and fainting like myself or Jonas would do.
But we are the best trash talkers. No.
Not to mention the most charismatic.
But I think that will do it for this edition of Trash Talk, and stay tuned at badmintonsite.com for more Trash Talks. And
oh wait, before we stop, we want to say, is Amir Ghaffar ever going to get back on the show?
Has he been on the show?
Yeah, he has been on the show. And by the time this airs, Amir will have been on.
Yeah. I don't know, maybe.
Hey, it's your call.
Yeah, he can have a chance.